When we first purchased our property after decades of renting, we started with a blank canvas. Initially, I only wanted to grow things that I could eat because being a regular suburban block, I didn't think I could fit all the things that I wanted to grow. I researched and only planted edible flowers, and it was really surprising to find out how many flowers are actually edible. There's a variety of jasmine that you can use to flavour rice and tea, and you can even eat dahlia bulbs like potatoes. Not that I've ever tried. In retrospect, it was a limiting idea. In a way, it kind of took the joy out of a visit to a nursery. So I added the caveat, if not edible, it needs to have a purpose. But if you watched my video last week about preparing for the onslaught of bugs, you'll know that planting flowers definitely serves a purpose in the vegetable garden. Ever since I started planting more flowers around my vegetable patch, I do have less bug problems. I think it has definitely helped in putting things back into balance. Even though I do plant more flowers now, I don't really give them priority. I feel like they need to kind of grow without a lot of input from me, so I do a lot of experimenting to find the most resilient ones. This week I'm going to be planting a bunch of flowers around my garden. Some of these I have never grown before, so I don't know how they're going to handle our clay soil and humid weather here in southeast Queensland, but I'll keep you guys posted with our monthly garden update videos. I have this little garden between my raised bed gardens in the back, which I dedicate mostly to herbs and flowers. I have some dahlia bulbs in here that are dormant, but the kids also filled this up with violas, sweet Alice and snapdragons. In this back garden I also have some salvias and some blue cornflowers that are yet to flower. My front garden, however, has been really lacking with flowers. It's just got loads of self-seeded nasturtiums at the moment that I've been culling as they've been taking over, and just a few veggies that have gone to seed. This is the area that I really want to focus on, getting the flowers back out here. We have a garden that runs along our chicken run that usually has herbs and perennials. I've done a big chop back of this area, so it's looking a little bare, so I want to get this filled with flowers as well. So let's take a look at what I'm planting. If you watched my July planting video, you'll know that I sowed a bunch of flower seeds ready for spring. I already put out some sweet Alice, calendula, dianthus and cosmos. Because I always get asked in the comments, these are my seeds that I sell on my website. I curate seeds for our subtropical climate and only stock things that I know will grow well here. I've already planted all of these out in the garden, just using them as space fillers when I harvest or something has died or failed to germinate. I love having loads of space fillers on hand for this particular purpose. I've also gone around and sprinkled loads of marigold, echinacea and zinnia seeds around. I've been slowly going through all of my really old seeds and trying to see what's good and what's not. With the flowers, I decided just to mix them all together and sprinkle them densely to create a wildflower garden. I knew a lot of these seeds would not germinate as some were over 10 years old, but we've had a good strike rate, so I can't wait to see these when they get going. In here, I've got all sorts of things: carnations, yarrow, dianthus, sweet Alice, cosmos marigolds, nasturtiums and calendula. I really do want to get some sunflowers in, but the area that I have planned for them is getting a carport built right next to it next week, and I didn't want the tradesmen trampling them, so I'll be planting these supernova sunflowers as soon as I can. I want to put a lot of flowers around my fruit salad tree, probably not really worth it considering I will be wrapping a net around it very soon. I've popped a bag over the peaches that have formed and I won't fully cover it until some of the plums have set. But if you watched last week's video, a little status update, I've already caught loads of fruit fly in my trap. So if you're in southeast Queensland, it's definitely time to start putting your nets up. Now for the seedlings that I purchased. I went to a few different nurseries and just collected some things. Mostly cottage garden style plants, mostly annuals, but I do plan on doing a native flower garden in the future. So first off, I've got this tansy. This is a really good beneficial plant as it's said to deter pests and also attract pollinators. It's not one that I've grown before and I bought it because I like that idea of a big clump of yellow flowers. It is supposed to be low maintenance perennial, but we'll see how it copes with our wet summer. I also got this Clar Sage. Like tansy, it's not one I've grown before and I'm sure if it's going to handle our wet summer as it's more suited to that Mediterranean climate. But I thought the flower looked really pretty, so I thought I would give it a go. Salvias are a real staple. I did manage to kill a few when I neglected the garden, so I'm going to plant a bunch around again. I've got two different ones here, a white and a purple. Next up is echinacea or purple coneflower. I planted seeds, but I'm a little impatient as they take forever, so I grabbed these seedlings when I spotted them. These are great for attracting pollinators and hoverflies, and I've only ever grown them for that purpose, but obviously they have medicinal qualities. Once they get going, they usually last a couple of years around here. I've got some more staples here of annuals, some Sweet Alice. I got some different coloured ones. I like planting low growing flowers like Sweet Alice at the bottom of my raised beds. They get the benefit of that excess water as well as not taking up precious space for my veggies. I also grabbed some more snapdragons. The last lot of snapdragons I got were the fancy ones that don't do the snapping dragon motion. The kids were so disappointed they couldn't snap their dragons, so I got these ones for them. A couple more I haven't grown before is this Queen Anne's lace. It has those large umbel-shaped flowers which are fantastic for attracting beneficial insects. I normally just let dill go to seed for this kind of effect, but I saw this and thought I'd try it. I also grabbed some Aster, which I've read is also good for attracting beneficial insects. I actually don't even know what it looks like growing, so I'll be sure to follow the planting instructions for this one, and I will keep you guys posted. I also got some new lavender. I haven't ever grown lavender successfully here. I keep killing it, so we'll see how we go with this one. I'm told variety matters, but no one has ever told me what variety is best for our climate, so I'll experiment until I find the right one. Now this one isn't flower related, but I also grabbed some wormwood. It's a herb that I plant along my chicken run. It doesn't really like the humidity, so I do have to replace it quite regularly, but I use it to repel mites from the chicken run. Not sure if that's scientifically proven, but it's a pretty plant when it gets going. Anyway, that's it for my flower haul. It will take a few weeks for everything to get going, and I will check in with their progress soon. Hopefully with this warm weather heading our way, they will all survive. I hope you get a chance to get out in the garden and get some flowers around your veggies. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.